first, I just ran. First thing is I just moisturize my lips so I can move them. Depending on the dry skin factor, oh my god, thought of breath. I'll then moisturize, but only in the spots that are dry. I use Aveeno usually. That's my favorite, or just like a tinted moisturizer. I like CoverGirl's tinted moisturizer. I get really dry like around here and then like under my eyes, so I'll just like dot it there, and then whatever I have left over I'll just put on the rest of my face. Keep in mind that I don't have very good skin. So if you are like me and don't have very good skin, then this might help you because it's pretty good coverage. I mean, I don't have horrible skin. It's not terrible acne or anything, but it's not perfect at all. It's really, like, I have a lot of redness, just like a lot of acne marks from previous bouts of really bad acne. And then I take either, well, I have a lot of them. I'm going to use e.l.f. Tinted Moisturizer. I have it in, I don't know the color, porcelain. But I use CoverGirl. This one's my favorite, but it's like gone, so that's why I'm using e.l.f. And I also use Neutrogena sometimes. It depends on the day. Today I'm really red, and this probably has the most coverage, maybe this one, but this one's also really cakey. So I'm just going to take some of that and apply it mainly to either dry areas or red areas. And I'm just going to use my fingers for this because it's tinted moisturizer, but I use a brush for foundation. And like, I find that e.l.f. is slightly on the orange side. Like, once I have the rest of my makeup on and everything, it won't be. But just, like, don't cake it on too much because it is slightly orange. Like, by itself, I think it would probably be kind of orange. So, and then I like to get under my eyes because it's either, like, dry or red. Like, it's almost like a concealer. Like, you know what I mean? Pre-concealer. And obviously, like, a thin layer of tinted moisturizer isn't going to cover much, but it does help a little bit. Next, this is when I usually go into my foundation. If you have bags under your eyes, you can do concealer, but a lot of times I do concealer afterwards so that doesn't wipe it off. So what I use is Revlon PhotoReady in the color Vanilla. I do a pump to start on my hand like this. I really recommend this foundation, by the way. It rocks. Ooh. And then I use Sonia Kashuk flat top brush and dip it in, and I start on my cheeks and I just work it in because my cheeks are the biggest problem area. And I dab it like this because I kind of want the thickest layer right on my cheeks where it's the worst, and I just spread it out. And like usually, like, I'll go in with like another layer or two, but I start with a layer on my cheek and then I go to the other cheek and do the same thing. And then it's usually when I get another pump. And then I go in more lightly on my chin where it's the reddest and everywhere else, starting with the most red spots. And I just blend it in by, you know, patting it. And then I just kind of spread it out onto the spots that don't need it as much so that it's even, but I don't have cakey makeup where I don't need it. And like for me personally, my forehead doesn't really break out. There's little red spots, and by little I mean not many, not little, like they're small. My hair is looking rough. Anyway, whatever. So I just kind of take extra or just a tiny bit, just kind of buff it on my forehead. And I always do a teeny bit right above my eyelids, like my brow bone. A couple of reasons. Because 1, sometimes it's veiny. 2, sometimes it's red. 3, I want it to match. And 4, I currently have a pimple there. But I don't want too much because I don't want like cakey eyelids or anything. And then I get like my nose. Just a little bit though, because I feel like my nose, it's hard to blend it in for some reason. And then like all my extra, I just dust around my eyes. And into my neck and on my nose. And then I'll go back in with whatever extra I have left over after that and get more problem areas or my cheeks again. And then after that, when I feel like everything's as good as it can be with foundation, I take whatever extra I have and get my jawline and my neck and just drag it down. And then I use my hands and spread it out on the outside. And then I take my Revlon ColorStay in the color fair because I fight. And I just put it on problem areas or blemishes or things that the foundation didn't cover. Redness, whatever. I'll use my fingers just to precisely blend it in. And lastly, I'll take, actually, that isn't lastly, I'm lying to you. Second to lastly, I take CoverGirl Clean in 510. And this is, I think, the lightest one. And I take, e.l.f.'s Complexion Brush and make it so I go for matte, not dew. And it's not perfect, but it's good, you know. And lastly, and this time I'm not lying, I take this is from this big thing I got from Ulta for Christmas, and this is bronzer. So I take that on the same brush and go like kind of above my contour line and below my cheekbone, so it's kind of like in between. And I just kind of scoop, almost like a scoop, I guess. And I go up onto my temple. And then whatever extra I put on the back of my cheek. And then blend it in as best as possible. So then I do the same thing on the other side, obviously. And that's the completed foundation look. I also do my eyeballs, and I do something better with my hair than this. But this is my foundation look, and as you can see, it's a lot less red and a lot less pimply. I see them. I mean, a little bit on my cheeks, but my cheeks are just, they're a mess. So that's it. I really recommend this foundation. Catch you on the flip side.